Director, Warren Beatty Writer, Chester Gould Creator, Jim Cash Jack Epps Jr. Starring, Warren Beatty, Madonna, Glenne Headly, Charlie Korsmo, Charles Durning, James Caan, Al Pachino, Paul Sorvino, Dustin Hoffman and a host of others. Duration, 1 hour 45 minutes. There's a lot that can be said about Dick Tracy, both good and bad. Camp, quasi-comedic adaptation of the classic comic strip is successful although odd interpretation of the source material that got mixed reactions with its debut. It is visually enjoyable for the most part with some nice cinematography. The primary colored sets and costumes added a pop art feel to the period piece film that was strongly reminiscent of the Batman series of the 1960s, although in this case, the film's creators stopped short of splashing onomatopoeia on the screen. The film's chief characteristic is its exaggeration, and its award-winning art direction uses a no-holds-barred approach to the sets and makeup of the film's characters. This film is a reminder of what was both likable and unlikable about the 90s in many ways. The film has a soundtrack composed by Danny Elfman and sounds like he dialed it in while working on Batman. Film tries its best to recreate the bizarre and sometimes grotesque appearances of the Chester Gould characters with occasionally skin-crawling effect. The makeup on some of the characters was sometimes a frighteningly accurate parody of the actors' actual features and created a genuinely creepy effect. For example, the appearance and performance by Al Pacino as Big Boy Caprice in the film ruined every performance by him for me after that and seemed almost too accurate to be amusing and ended up being, for me, unpleasantly disturbing. The film done differently would be a gritty crime drama with lots of gunplay by the bad guys who seemed to have an endless supply of Tommy guns. It helped while watching the film that maybe they had all been in the audience on Oprah on the day she was handing out machine guns. The performance by Dustin Hoffman likewise was just plain creepy and not very amusing. I was favorably impressed by William Forsythe as Flattop, who seemed like a genuinely menacing psycho. There is a featureless, mysterious bad guy called the Blank that frames both Big Boy and Tracy at different points in the film's story that helps make it slightly more complex. At one point the film uses collages of action sometimes done in silhouette to approximate on screen the frames of its comic source material. Although there is a lot of violence, the film keeps it light by having no bloodshed or gore of any kind. The film works hard to maintain its period piece identity with shots of radio announcers supplying exposition and lots of antique cars riddled by bullet holes from all of those Tommy guns. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room, Madonna. I had nearly forgotten that at one time Madonna was considered hot, and here at the age of 32 she was pretty much at her peak attractiveness, almost enough to make you forget what a pool of potential STDs she represents. That's what the story would have us believe about Tracy, who is smitten by her tight little ass in a narrative which, like the rest of the film, is an exaggeration of a simple fairy tale-like story. This is not sophisticated writing, it's a simple tale of good and bad with little in the way of shades of gray. Anyway, Madonna almost dominates the film with a lot of screen time as nightclub singer, Breathless Mahoney, doing some not very memorable songs in various outfits designed to remind us she is supposed to be sexy in this. She attempts to seduce Tracy, who is in love with Tess Trueheart. Another aspect of the plot concerns a street urchin named Kid that witnesses a murder that Tracy unwittingly adopts. The kid is supposed to contribute humorous relief by way of an insatiable appetite, but that wears thin pretty fast. But the young actor's performance is enjoyable while it's far from a cinematic masterpiece. Dick Tracy is at times enjoyable despite itself. A little less Madonna and less creepy performance by Al Pacino would have improved the film. It's interesting as a reminder of where we were as a society nearly 30 years ago. Related